Most dog owners believe their dog loves them unconditionally, but dogs do not show love the way humans do, and some everyday behaviours can quietly reveal emotional distance between a dog and their owner. Once you know the signs, they become impossible to miss. Avoiding eye contact dogs that feel bonded to their owners are comfortable making eye contact. In fact, mutual eye contact between dogs and humans actually releases oxytocin, the same bonding hormone that connects parents and children. But when a dog consistently avoids looking at you, especially when you try to interact with them, it can signal discomfort. Dogs use eye contact as a social connection tool, so when they repeatedly look away, lower their gaze, or refuse to meet your eyes, it may mean they do not feel fully safe or emotionally connected in that moment. This does not always mean the dog dislikes you, but it can mean the bond is weaker than many owners realize. Turning away from you. Another subtle signal appears in your dog's body language. Instead of facing you, they turn their body in the opposite direction. Dogs communicate heavily through posture. Facing someone is a sign of openness and engagement. Turning away is a distancing signal. If a dog regularly turns their head or body away when you approach, it can indicate they are trying to reduce interaction. Behaviorists often see this in dogs that feel unsure about a person or are still building trust. It is not aggression, it is avoidance, and that difference matters. But there is an even clearer signal many owners overlook: moving away when you approach. If you sit down next to your dog and they immediately stand up and walk somewhere else, that behavior can reveal a lot about the relationship. Dogs that feel emotionally connected usually move toward their owners, not away from them. They choose proximity, they seek interaction. So when a dog repeatedly increases distance when you approach, it can mean they are more comfortable maintaining space. Some dogs do this occasionally because they are resting or distracted. But when it becomes a pattern, it can suggest a lack of emotional attachment. And there is another behavior that surprises many dog owners, because it happens the moment they walk through the door, and most people assume it means nothing, but it can reveal how excited your dog actually is to see you. Let us talk about that next. No reaction. When you enter the room, most dogs naturally react when their favourite person enters the room. Their ears perk up, their tail moves, their body shifts toward you. Even small signals like lifting their head or watching you walk by can show emotional awareness. But when a dog consistently shows no reaction at all when you enter the room, it can reveal something different. Dogs that feel strongly bonded to someone usually monitor their movement. Your presence matters to them, so if your dog remains completely indifferent when you arrive home or walk into the room, it may mean they do not feel a strong emotional attachment yet. This does not always mean a dog dislikes you. Some dogs simply have calmer personalities, but bonded dogs almost always acknowledge the people they care about, and there is another behavior that often surprises owners, because many people assume it means their dog is independent, when in reality, it can mean something very different. Ignoring your voice. If you call your dog's name and they barely respond, that behavior can sometimes reveal a weak connection. Dogs naturally tune in to the voices of people they feel bonded with. They learn the sound of your voice, your tone, and even the rhythm of your speech. In strong relationships, dogs respond quickly because they want to engage. But when a dog consistently ignores their owner's voice, it can mean they have not fully developed that emotional responsiveness yet. This is especially noticeable when a dog reacts faster to another person in the house. It suggests their attention is more strongly tied to someone else. But there is a behavior that reveals something even deeper about a dog's emotional connection, because bonded dogs do this constantly without even thinking about it. Checking in. When dogs explore their environment, they naturally look back at their owners. They check in. Sometimes it is a quick glance. Other times they pause and make eye contact before continuing. This behavior is called social referencing. It is how dogs measure safety and connection. They look to their owner as a point of emotional guidance. Dogs that feel strongly bonded tend to do this frequently, even while playing, walking, or exploring. But when a dog rarely checks back to see where you are, it can mean they do not see you as their main source of security. Instead, they operate more independently in the environment, and there is another signal many owners completely misunderstand, because they think it simply means their dog wants space. But in some cases, it reveals something deeper about how comfortable a dog feels around their owner. We will look at that next. Lip licking around you. Dogs sometimes lick their lips for obvious reasons, like after eating or drinking. But when lip licking happens repeatedly during interaction with a person, it can mean something very different. In dog communication, lip licking is often a calming signal. It is a behavior dogs use when they feel slightly uncomfortable or stressed. You might see it when someone leans over them, hugs them, or moves too quickly toward their face. Instead of reacting aggressively, the dog uses subtle signals to calm the situation. They lick their lips, look away, lower their body language. It is their way of saying they would prefer the tension to stop. When dogs frequently display these calming signals around a particular person, it can suggest they are not fully relaxed in that interaction. But lip licking is not the only stress signal dogs use. There is another one many owners mistake for simple tiredness. Yawning, when you interact. Yawning does not always mean a dog is sleepy. In many situations, it is actually another calming signal. Dogs often yawn when they feel uncertain or slightly stressed. You may notice it when someone hugs them, scolds them, or reaches toward them quickly. The yawn helps the dog regulate their own emotions and reduce tension. It is a self-soothing behaviour. Many dog trainers see this signal when dogs feel pressured or uncomfortable during interaction. So if a dog repeatedly yawns around a specific person during contact or attention, it can sometimes indicate emotional discomfort rather than relaxation. But there is a body language signal that reveals even more about how a dog feels, because it is one of the clearest visual indicators of uncertainty. Ears pinned back. A dog's ears reveal a lot about their emotional state. When dogs feel confident and relaxed, their ears sit naturally or move forward with curiosity. But when a dog pulls their ears tightly back against their head during interaction, it often signals discomfort. The dog is trying to appear non-threatening. They are reducing their presence and avoiding escalation. Sometimes this happens when a dog feels overwhelmed or unsure about the person interacting with them. It is not aggression. It is uncertainty, and it is one of the ways dogs try to avoid conflict. But there is one final signal that reveals something deeper than simple stress, because it shows how much emotional attachment a dog truly feels towards someone. And once you notice it, it becomes very clear. Let us look at that next. No excitement. When you leave or return. One of the clearest ways dogs show emotional attachment is through separation and reunion. Dogs that feel deeply bonded to someone usually react when that person leaves the house. They watch the door. They follow you around before you go. And when you return, their body language immediately changes. Tail wagging, body moving, eyes focused directly on you. Even calm dogs usually show some kind of reaction when their favourite person walks through the door. But when a dog consistently shows no reaction at all when you leave or return, it can reveal emotional distance. They may stay lying down. They may barely acknowledge your presence. Or they may simply continue doing whatever they were doing before you walked in. Dogs form attachments through routine interaction, trust, and positive experiences. When those bonds are strong, your presence carries emotional weight. When they are weak, your arrival does not change the dog's emotional state very much. And there is another sign that surprises a lot of owners, because it becomes obvious when new people enter the room. Choosing strangers over. You imagine your dog is sitting near you when someone new walks into the house. Instead of staying with you, they immediately walk over to the stranger. They lean against them. They seek attention from them. They stay close to them instead of returning to you. This behaviour can sometimes reveal where the dog feels the strongest social connection. Dogs naturally gravitate toward the people they trust most. That does not mean they dislike their owner, but it can mean someone else has become their primary source of comfort or positive attention. Dogs build emotional bonds through consistency. Who feeds them? Who walks them? Who plays with them? Who responds to their signals? Over time, those experiences shape who they feel safest around. But there is one final sign that reveals something deeper than excitement, attention, or proximity. It reveals how your dog actually sees you. No social referencing. Earlier we talked about how dogs naturally check in with the people they trust. They glance back while exploring. They look toward their owner when something unfamiliar happens. They use that person as an emotional anchor. This behaviour is called social referencing. It is something young children do with their parents, and dogs do it with the humans they feel most bonded to. When a loud noise happens, they look at you. When they encounter something new, they check your reaction. Your presence helps them decide whether a situation is safe. But when a dog rarely looks toward their owner during uncertain moments, it can mean they are not using that person as their emotional guide. They are navigating the world without referencing them, which reveals something important about how they view the relationship. Because when a dog truly loves someone, their attention keeps returning to that person, not because they have to, but because that person has become their centre of safety.